Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Cooking Cookie Week continues with easy snowballs. You're going to need 3 sticks of butter or 1.5 cups, softened or room temperature. Some clear vanilla. This 1 tablespoon might seem like a lot, but trust me, it's worth it. We're also going to need 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, and as well as 3 cups of all-purpose flour. You're also going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, as well as 2 cups of mini chocolate chips. These are semi-sweet, but they're mini chips. Okay? You also could add a 1/2 cup of finely chopped pecans, which is totally optional, but we don't do that. Okay? So you're going to need to preheat your oven 375 degrees. I'm sorry I don't have that on film, but you trust me, we did it. In the bowl of your stand mixer or in a bowl with a hand mixer, both work very well. You're going to put your butter, sugar, vanilla extract, and salt. And you're going to beat until creamy. Okay? Now, there is no leavening in this. These are just tiny little balls of buttery, sugary goodness. And one thing that I didn't mention that you could use is you coat them with powdered sugar when you're done. So you might need a sifter or some little mesh strainer to sift powdered sugar over them. If you don't have either one of them, you can technically roll them in powdered sugar when you're done, when they're done baking. And still a little warm. Okay? This is me trying to get every last drop of powdered sugar out of this container. Which is no big deal. We had more. I just like to finish it, and if I can, then I go ahead and I wash it. That's my thing. All right. Mind my Albert Einstein hair, by the way. I was having a busy day. We were baking a lot of cookies. Okay, so once you have your butter, sugar, vanilla, and salt combined and creamy, then you're generally, no, not generally at all, gradually going to beat in the flour. And again, if you're using a stand mixer, I always suggest putting it on stir while you do that. I'm sorry, I'm still creamy. I always recommend you put it on stir while you're doing that so you don't wear your powdered sugar. Okay. And none of this has to be sifted or anything. Again, the mesh strainer is just to coat with powdered sugar when you're done. All right? So you're gradually going to add in the 3 cups of flour. Oh, first I have to add my salt. Excuse the chipmunks, by the way. The chipmunks love to bake in our house. I really don't even know what we're talking about, to be honest with you. We just talk and laugh. It's fun. So as you can tell that this is twice the speed, or that you can hear this is twice the speed. So obviously you would want to put your flour in a lot slower than this. Okay? But once you have all your flour in, you want to beat until combined. You don't want to overmix it because it overworks the gluten in the cookie or in the flour, and then it makes a tough cookie. And this cookie, as it is going to almost be like a melt away. It's very tender to your tender to your bite. I don't know what that doesn't make sense. It's a very tender cookie, kind of like falls apart. And the powdered sugar, even though it is optional, it's what makes it a snowball. You know, that and the fact that they stay round. Okay? So just like always, I clean everything. The bowl, the scraper, the mixer. Use the bowl scraper to incorporate those last bits. And then I take the rubber spatula and I clean off the mixer. Paddle, I try to do that very well. And we're going to use a cookie scoop for this. But if you don't use a cookie scoop, then you want to make 1 1/4 inch balls. which I know it's hard to measure, but that's just, you know, just to give you guys an idea. 1 1/4 inch balls, and you want to place them on ungreased baking sheet 1 inch apart. Okay. So now I'm mixing in the chocolate chips at this point. Okay. That is 2 cups of mini chocolate chips. Mom likes to use the wet measuring cup so she could see down in it in case she overpours chocolate chips. They won't go all over the table. So, and I just put my mixer on stir so that it blends in the chocolate chips without breaking them up. All right. If you have a hand mixer, you can do this if you don't mind them breaking up, or you could just stir it by hand with the rubber spatula. All right. Now, the fact that they have powdered sugar also makes these a very tender cookie. And if you noticed, it's another egg-free recipe. Okay? These and the kolachki cookies we made the other day do not contain any eggs. So if you know somebody with an egg allergy, please pass this recipe on, as long as they don't have any other recipe. I mean, any other allergies. Well, there's no nuts in either one of them. So that would be if they had a nut allergy. Or an egg allergy, this would be a good recipes for them to have cookies. But obviously, if they're gluten intolerant, nope, you know, or diabetic, nope. Okay. All right. And now we're just gonna scoop them away. We're gonna they don't spread at all, if any, I want to say. So they don't have to be, they're told to be put just 1 inch apart in case they do expand a little bit. But normally they don't spread much. Usually go on there exactly as you put them on there. All right? Cookie dough is like Maxwell House. Good to the last drop. And remember, because it doesn't have raw eggs in there, if you can tolerate the flour, go for raw cookie dough. It doesn't taste like cookie dough because it doesn't have any brown sugar in it. But hey, you know, go for it. So I want to show you here we're using our the number 2 cookie scoop we have. It's just what we call it, because we have one that's super small, and then this one, and then 2 that are bigger, and then one that's ginormous. So you see, just 1 inch apart. This pan I can get 4. I'm going to do a row of 4 and then a row of 3. And then a row of 4 and repeat like that, so I can get them evenly spaced in there. And when Mom made these, she used to actually take like her tablespoon measuring spoon and roll them out in her hand. But with this cookie scoop, that's not a necessary step. This does make nice round balls. Okay? And like I said, you get quite a bit on the batch here. Right? If you guys don't have any cookie scoops and you love to bake, it's one of those things that I highly recommend. Even if you're just a Christmas time baker, there is something about, because we do so many batches of cookies, we do so much volume of cookies, there is just something about the ease of having these dishers, these cookie scoops, that really makes life, I want to say grand, but that just sounds like I sound silly. But really just makes life worth it. I'll tell you, things go so much quicker, I guess is what I'm trying to say, than if we had to do a two spoon method or a rolling out in our hands method, any of those things. All right. And I don't work for Pampered Chef, but these ones are from Pampered Chef. The 2 big ones that I have are from the Amish country. We got them at a kitchen supply place at Amish country, and the one big red one that I have for the monster cookies we got at a kitchen supply place in Ozark Lake of the Ozarks, I'm sorry. Now we're going to put them on the top shelf of the 2 middle racks. Set the timer for 5 minutes, even though it looks like it says 4 minutes on that clock for some reason. And you want to bake them for 10 to 12 minutes, turning halfway through. And now what we do when we get the second batch ready is we turn the top batch, put them on the bottom rack, and then start the new batch on the top rack. Okay? So when the halfway timer goes off, you want to turn them so they get even cooking. I know a lot of people's ovens do cook evenly without any turning or anything, but I don't know, it's just something about it. We always just do that method, and it always seems to work out really well. Okay, and then you set it for another 5 minutes and bake the rest of the way. Okay, now once they're on the pan, right out of the oven, you want to sprinkle them with powdered sugar. Again, this sifter is from Pampered Chef, but again, not sponsored. And I don't work for them, so, you know. But they just have some really great kitchen gadgets. Let's just put it that way. And after 10 minutes of cooling on the pan, then you go ahead and move them to a cooling rack and let them cool completely before eating. Or watch Jimmy. Jimmy, don't you sneak some. But Mom says she always likes to add the additional powdered sugar after it goes onto the cooling racks. And then you say, look, Ma, what's that over there? Wait, that wasn't Jimmy. Hold on a second. So that's it, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed this recipe. It was fun doing it for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I usually leave an ingredients list in the comment section as well. If you have any, if you do,